Hey YouTube. Alright, this is going to be the oil change for the 2003 to 2009 YZF r6s. Couple things you're going to need is an oil pan, whatever you got, something that should be easily transported so you could take it to like your local auto parts dealer, or sometimes Walmart takes it, or if you have like a household hazardous waste program in your city or county, they'll take it. I suggest you do that. Most of these places recycle it, and that's a lot better because 1 quart of oil recycled can make a quart of oil, but a 55-gallon drum can't even make 2. So I suggest you do that and recycle it and dispose of it properly, just like our antifreeze. All right, also what you're gonna need, some Allen wrenches, 5/32. Get your fairings off, and then you're gonna need a wrench. You're gonna need a 10mm, and I'll explain why later, and then a 17mm. Also, it's always good to have some paper towels, keep you clean, and then you're gonna need some oil. I'm using Mobil 1 10W40. It takes, if you're changing the filter, it takes 2.75 quarts, and if you don't, it takes 2.5. And then if you go to Walmart, Walmart has all this stuff, and I use the Fram filter PH6017A, and that's the one that fits on here. I change my oil every 1,000 miles, and the first 1,000 I just changed the oil, and then the second 1,000 I changed the oil and the filter. The filter lasts longer. You can wait every 3,000 and change them both at the same time like that. I just like my motorcycle to have really clean oil in it, so it runs smoother and better. Okay, let's do this. So first thing you want to do obviously is take off your lower left fairing so you can get to the stuff, and then also take off your oil fill cap right there on this side of on the right side of the bike. Some other things you'll need is a rag and a filter to fill this up. Always want your filter clean. You don't want anything getting in with your clean oil. Kind of defeats the purpose. So come over here. All right. So when changing the oil and your filter, your oil plug, you come down, and it's this guy right here. Okay, right by your exhaust, and then your filter is right here. Okay, so it's like right below your antifreeze tank, and I moved it. That's what you need the 10mm ratchet for, is to take out this bottom bolt so you can move this out of the way. All right, I've already loosened everything up so we can just get this going here. So you're just gonna wanna, take this off. And then just let your oil come out. Should open this too, so air can get out. It doesn't blow bubbles at you, because that's pretty gross. Like I said, I'm changing the oil and the filter today, so it's going to be using 2.75 quarts. Like I said, Walmart carries this stuff. I've been using this every time, ever since I got my bike, is the oil and the filter from Walmart. Does a good job. I use it on my truck too. I mean, if you want to go to your local dealership or whatnot and buy their oil and their filters, it's probably going to be a little bit more expensive. I know K&N filters are probably really good. You can use those. It's all preference, but when you change your oil as much as I do, the Fram filter will be just fine. And Mobil 1 makes good oil products anyway. So let's get the oil filter off here. One thing you want to check also when you are taking your oil filter off is A, you got to realize it's going to make a mess. And then B, you want to make sure that the gasket is still on there and not on there. If you have the old gasket on there, when you put the new oil filter on, you're gonna have problems. It's not gonna seal correctly when you go to start your bike. It's gonna be bad news. It's gonna spill oil everywhere. It's not good. Unfortunately, yes, I'm speaking from personal experience. Well, I changed the oil in my wife's car. So, but that's that. So you're just gonna take the bolt off down there, let it drain. Take your filter off up here, let that drain. And then after it drains out, kind of clean it up a bit. On your new filter, I'll show you on the old one. But on your new filter, you're gonna wanna take some of this old oil, rub it around the gasket on there. And when you tighten it, put it all the way, get it hand tight, as tight as your hand can get it, and then back a quarter turn. Okay, that, I know you think that wouldn't help, but that's what actually gets the gasket to seal correctly. There's torque settings in the manual for the oil plug. I think it's like 17 maybe foot-pounds of torque. You don't really need a torque wrench for that. I've never used one. I just get it on there pretty tight. So after this is all drained out, like I said, clean it up a little bit. And put your filter back on, put your plug back in, then you're gonna come to the other side here. And then you're gonna fill this bad boy up with your 2.75 quarts. Put your lid back on, make sure everything's good, everything's tight. You don't want any oil leaking. And then start your bike, let it warm up a little bit. Keep the fairing off, make sure that nothing's leaking, okay? Stop it. You know, double check everything, make sure nothing's leaking. And then take it for a ride around the block, still with the fairing off. That way if something's leaking, you know it's quick access. It's not for safety purposes that you're keeping it off or anything, it's just for easy purposes. You know what I'm saying? So you can keep it off that way. So that looks like it's about done. So we're gonna go ahead and put that back on here. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Then I'll tighten that up with my wrench later. And like I said, so remember, on your filter, put some old oil around the gasket, hand tight, as tight as you can get it, and then back a quarter turn, and that seals it properly. Okay, then put your oil in there. Make sure everything's good on there, tight. This is tight, that's right. Your lid on the other side's on there nice and tight. Start it. Make sure nothing leaks, and then take it for a ride around the block or something like that. Make sure it doesn't leak, and if everything's good, put your fairing back on and enjoy the ride. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments section and I'll answer them accordingly. Thanks for watching.